Alrighty. So this is the beginning of a dinner service at Follow at the restaurant in London. Now, this restaurant specifically, I don't know exactly where it is, but it's quite close to where my old restaurant was at Berners Tavern. Mine was just off of Oxford Street in London, so it's still pretty close. But basically, just before we get started, so this guy, I think he's on garnish. It depends. Not all the kitchens set up their stations exactly the same. So normally you have like meat, you have fish, you have garnish, you have larder, at least in the UK, and that may be split between hot and cold. So hot larder is obviously like hot starters. This is what I started with in London. And then cold is salads and anything cold, like crab cocktails or shrimp cocktails or anything like this. Is all the cold starters. Garnish is obviously garnish. So the garnish station is actually, they're always in the shit, to be honest, because they have to continuously supply the garnish for fish and meat. And sometimes they have to supply the garnish for like larder. It depends, because normally garnish is also fries. And as you can tell, this guy has the fry station next to him with the little fryers on the left. But the garnish station is one of those stations that, it's busy. And I've seen more than a few guys like leave the kitchen crying because they just couldn't keep up with it. Especially and one time when I was on garnish, I had like 9 risottos going at once. And one of the guys on meat, he wanted to be a little mean with me that day, and he decided to call everything at once. So I had 9 separate pots going for risotto because they were all different types of risotto for different plates. I had 4 different types of risotto, so that was 4 by itself, but then I had a few other orders that were 2 by 2 by 4 by 3, so you had a lot of little dishes going on. And then all of a sudden, he called everything at once, and I started cursing and swearing. This wasn't a very happy day. And long story short, Phil, my old head chef, the executive chef at Berners Tavern, he's retired now. He liked me though, and he started like going off on the guy on the meat section, and he actually came back to help me a little bit because it's impossible to call out 9 separate risottos for garnish. Plus, I was by myself on garnish, plus having to garnish chips for another 2 or 3 meals all at the same time. Like, no, like honestly, no me jodas. It's like, not happening. Yeah. Well, all right, for service, I would have to say the most risotto that I've made, like à la carte, would be probably a risotto for about 10 people. Yeah. I had to break this up into 2 different risotto pans because it's just too much for the consistency. In banqueting, my largest event with risotto, I think this was a while ago. This was in Hotel Arts. I think it was for about 1,500. And when you're doing risotto as well for like buffet or anything, it's easier because you can pre-prep the risotto and then just finish it as just before the banquet and everything. And it'll hold for a while. I do have a wok. I have a wok at home. CC. No, yeah, the pizza soup video. No, I didn't enjoy that video. I wish that video would get a few more views. I mean, it hasn't been doing too good. I don't think anybody wants to see it, but in any case, it wasn't that. The rest of the video was good, though. It was good. Simba and Pumbaa, they're okay. They're not enjoying themselves right now. They're downstairs, like, really struggling with poor little kitties. All right, so well, if anybody, thank you for viewing it. If any of you can keep that video on a loop and just keep viewing it again, if we can get like up to 100,000 views, that'd be fantastic. All right, so let's start. Yep.
Yeah. Two burgers, one and 2 fries, 1 drink. Wait.
The audio is a bit low. I apologize for that. One moment. Whoops, wrong audio. Sorry. That's better. Okay, so this guy is a little busy right now. So let's see what he has going on. He has a double fryer. The audio is perfect. Good. He has a double fryer. He has two garnishes going on right now on his induction, and he has a few on the flat top. The audio is better. Good. Oh, those are caramelized onions, it looks like. Okay. So normally when they're cooking like this, they're not actually, whoops, well, you can't see it then. Let me put it this way. The ingredients are actually pre-prepped for service, like the caramelized onions. So, you know, you have all that is your mise en place. You have everything there. So you have your gastros, you have your little 9 pounds, and you have everything there set ready for service. And then when you're in the service, it's actually like really, really easy. Once you get the method down of actually working, it's super easy. But I'll tell you, when you are like your first night on a station and you don't know where everything is, it gets a little complicated. So if anybody is going into the kitchen, I would recommend first, when you start working in the kitchen, obviously have a little like prep list, you know, like a little notepad for everything, and always work either left to right or right to left, to keep that in mind, because you want to get that down to muscle memory, because if you don't, it'll well, it'll be a very painful service, and I've been through a lot of painful services. I'm subbed on Twitch, Breedbot. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah. Who is Jack? Jack is cooking with Jack. Oh, you mean cooking with Jack? Because he's one of those that we reviewed one of his videos before, so it's not the best. Seasoning the garnish.
Right, burger coming down, chef. Yeah, cow burger. Yeah, go up, let's go.
Nice. Now, if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to ask me while we're seeing this. This is like the one benefit of doing a live, is that you can actually ask questions and ask me if, you know, what's going on. Because otherwise, you know, with a normal video, you have to ask the question and then I don't know, maybe I'll respond. Most of the time I try to, but I have a lot of stuff going on, so it's just easier to talk like this than actually like trying to respond to 500 comments in a day. Thank you for following, guys. Are they using aluminum pans? No, most of these pots are, well, typically they could be aluminum though. It depends. It depends on the kitchen. It depends on the equipment. But all these 9 pans and everything that you see here, what he's using, they're all stainless steel. Stainless is the most common thing to use in the kitchen. Aluminum is one of those things that, yes, you have equipment and pots and pans that are aluminum, but a lot isn't. And I know there's this big discussion with aluminum, is it safe or anything, but it's one of those things that, how do I put it? You see a lot of people on social media talking bad about aluminum because it's one of those things that can, I guess, cross the blood-brain barrier, et cetera, no? And without going too much into that, even if you don't like aluminum, you still need to be careful where you eat. And you don't know if the kitchen uses it or not. So if you go to an Italian restaurant, it's possible that they use aluminum pans to, you know, toss the pasta. Not only that, but if you don't like Teflon, again, this is one of those things. We use Teflon in the kitchen. We use a lot in the kitchen that at home you may not be used to seeing. Then again, this is different compared to, say, going to a restaurant where the health standards are not up to code. This is different. So if you're in a place, oh, thank you for the tip. Yimmy, thank you. If you're in a place that is, let's just say subpar for health inspection, like things are leaking and dripping into the food, and I've seen restaurants like this. I've interviewed for a lot of restaurants. You know, you get the little kitchen tour, and then you say to yourself, it's like, woof, you really want to work here? I mean, you're actually surprised. There are many more places that have pretty good reputations. And then when you walk into the kitchen, um, I mean, you know, it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things. So for me personally, getting back to the aluminum question, I try to use stainless in the house. Yeah, I really do try to use stainless. But I was hearing somewhere, I think it was on TikTok or something, I don't know, that now stainless steel is toxic. That now everyone's talking about stainless steel and does it have too much nickel in it or something else? It's also a toxicity. And it's like, my goodness, we've gotten to the point, haven't we? Like, nothing is safe. Nothing's safe. In the 90s, everything was nice, yeah? I mean, you didn't have to worry about anything. Oh, not to worry if you're 20 minutes late. We're still getting a slow start to this. Yeah, yeah, I know. Critical thinking. I know, but it's like one of those things. I mean, I understand. I don't want to hurt myself and I don't want to hurt anyone else. So I understand you want to keep everything like non-toxic, but there are limits. I mean, honestly, come on. Everything at the end is bad for you if you eat too much or take too much of it. So right now, all right, so right now, the way that they have the kitchen set up, he is obviously heating up the garnish and he's handing his little pot to the chef. The chef will then, whoever's on the pass, the sous chef, head chef, whoever, would take that and then use that to plate, you know, and then hand that little pot back because those little pots normally, I mean, sometimes they'll clean them, but if it's one of those things that you can just rinse it out and reuse it, you need. I swear to God, I've gone through so many services where I've had to steal these pots because then the dishwasher will steal them and won't bring them back. And then you're halfway through service and you're out of pots. What do? You have to run to the dish pit and go grab your pots back because the porter's not bringing them. Bloody hell. Mm, definitely. Definitely. We wouldn't want to be metals in a body. Yeah, I know. I know, yeah, I know. Because in the end, you have to take like iron and copper too, no? We need it. Bloody hell, counting one. Oh, we got one. Alright, so he has like Swiss chard that he's ripping up. He's just heating it up, wilting it, seasoning it. And it looks like he has a few peas, a few green beans, and I don't know what sauce he's using. But this is another garnish for another plate. So typically you have, when you're on the garnish section, maybe like 4 or 5 different like side garnishes like this. Maybe more. Depends on how big the menu is. Bloody lovely. Is it? My audio? My audio right now, I can lower the audio for the video, but my audio right now is like spiking. Like I'm seeing it almost in the red. Yeah, that was some fast stirring. You have to be very quick. Your best friend in a kitchen, yeah, truthfully, besides your hands, is the spoon. Like, especially in England, you you can't cook without your spoon. You have to have it. You have to use it to mix everything to taste, clean it afterwards, yeah, so you don't stick, you know, your saliva and everything else. But you have to use it. My voice is a little high. Ah, everybody is like, my voice is too low, voice is too high. All right, maybe, let me see. Now is it better? If I just push the mic away a little bit? Okay, all right, good. If anybody's watching on the like a cell phone or anything, just keep that in mind that the audio may not be perfect. Oh, you tried my paella. Oh, I'm glad that you liked it. That's a good recipe, huh? I have a few really good recipes for paella. So if any of you like paella, check that out after this video.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, he keeps his little pans underneath. Here's a little trick. Yeah, this is free tips for anybody that's wanting to work in the kitchen. Normally, what I would do, because when you're on garnish or even on hot larder for that matter, if you're going to heat any product up, it needs to be super quick, right? And it takes time to heat your pan up if it's already cold. So you have to think, you have an order that comes in, it needs garnish, less than 5 minutes, you have a lot of stuff going on, well, a lot of shit going on, and you want to get the food out quick. The best way to do that is to take these little pots, stack them up, put them on the back end of the flat top, like right here in the back, and that way it'll keep them warm. They don't need to be hot, they just need to be warm. That way, when you grab one of them, you put it on the flat top or in the center, you put whatever liquid is already a little at room temp, like tomato sauce or whatever, in it. That way everything is bing, bam, boom, done. You don't need to fuss around with it and, like try to heat everything up. It's just one of those things that keeps everything going, keeps it quick. My voice is great on YouTube. Very good. Rice with gold. Is this rice with gold? I have 4 servings of rice for less than 1. No, this isn't. No. This isn't rice. These are beans and peas, I think. This is just a side dish. Yeah, jasmine rice is pretty cheap here as well. Basmati too. Alright, so he's trying to get a little bit of color on this right now. That's the easy way of doing it. It really is. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Alright, I'll turn the video down a little bit. The problem is with this video is that the guy speaking or cooking is the loudest, and I like to hear a lot of the other guys talking, and they're in the background. That's a little bit of the issue. I just reduced it. Let me check. Better,
Yeah, well done burger for kids.
Better.
Wait. You got fries, mate? Yeah, let's go, Paul.
Better?
Yeah, let's go. What?
The pizza is a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Tell you what. Put me in a side bowl.
Yeah.
Make it look sexy in a side bowl.
Yeah, where? Yeah.
Subtitles. Ooh. I didn't download this with subtitles, so I'm doing this off of my PC, as otherwise I would have put subtitles. I apologize for you with that, guys. You know what, though? YouTube, the good thing is that now the system is so advanced that once you post a video, they will automatically subtitle it and also translate it. It's amazing how quick it is. Do you measure or eyeball it? Pretty much eyeball it. I mean, you already have an idea. Like right now, he just took like some Swiss chard or some like what was it, spinach for this. He took a handful. It's all by approximate. So you just want to see basically how much you have in the pot, and that's it. If it's not enough, you add a little more. It's not an issue. Yeah, I'll pause the video. Thank you very much, Wolframe, for the $5. Yeah, I do actually have a few of my dad's recipes. On my YouTube channel, I have my dad's banana bread recipe. Let's see, what else? The berry compote. I also have that, or the berry compote. No, berry compote. No, wait, what was that? There's the cobbler, berry cobbler. That's it. The berry cobbler I have on that. I would make the rhubarb crisp, but I can't get any rhubarb living here. This is also another recipe from my dad. And I have a few other recipes from him on my YouTube channel. Some of the earlier recipes were his recipes too. And then my dad gave me a whole bunch of suggestions as well before he passed away. But I need to get... My dad had more of a like Southwest, Northwestern style of cooking. He spent so much time like out of England or away from Europe that he developed like a more of an American style with more sophisticated, not just burgers. American style isn't just burgers. Like, I mean, even in the Northwest, especially with the Native Americans, they'll actually take salmon bellies, skewer them on iron rods, and cook them. It's a delicacy in the Northwest, as well as like sea beans, fiddlehead ferns, and everything else. It's actually quite different from region to region. Welcome, everyone. If everyone has just come in, we're watching right now what service is like in the kitchen. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, it does. It heavily depends on where you live because everyone thinks that in England it's all the same food from north to south. It's not. Yeah, there's a big difference.
What's up?
He's just giving it a bit of a torch to heat it up. Sorry. Sorry. Is there a dish that I hate to make? It's not that I hate to make it. It's just that it's one of those things that I've made so much, like risotto. I've made it thousands of times that I don't really want to make more risotto. I mean, I've made thousands and thousands of risotto. I've made risotto in London for thousands of times. And then at Hotel Arts with Banqueting, I made risotto for tens of thousands of people. Yeah, sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the mute button by accident. It happens. Huh? Yeah, I know. You do. You need some variety in life. Well, I mean, I know how to make just about any type of risotto you want, so it's not an issue. I can make, if you want like a truffle risotto, I can make a truffle risotto. Not a problem. I wonder what that sauce is. I don't have their menu with me, so I don't know, but I'm wondering what it is. It could be like a curry. It could. Um, don't know. If anybody's been to the restaurant and remembers the menu or can Google it real quick, it changes their menu, yeah, typically, but I don't know what it is. I think it's curry. Maybe it has turmeric in it, something to give it a very orange color. If this was filmed during like October, it could be squash. So this could also be another option, pumpkin.
Right, poke down the legs. Oui.
How is it possible to make risotto for 1,000 people? Easy. You have a tilt skillet, which is a super, super, super big piece of equipment. Well, it depends on the size that you have. You can get a small one. And, well, you par cook the rice ahead of time. If you're going to be doing like a mushroom risotto, you saute the mushrooms, you put the rice in, you cook for about 10 minutes, pour the wine in, everything. You put it on a timer. Then once it's done, well, par cooked, you scoop everything out, you put those in hotel pans or on like flat baking trays, cool the rice down, then put them into hotel pans for later. And then I'm talking about for banqueting. And then if you want, like, if you have to do a service for 1,000 people at an event, you take so many gastros. You know mathematically by the weight on how many gastros you need for that event. So everything when you work in banquets, it needs to be very precise because you don't want to be running a lot of like food costs with banqueting. Any underrated ingredient that you love to use? Oh, truffle. Truffle's one. Well, it's not underrated. It's just expensive. That's probably why a lot of people don't use it. But oh, what's my idea on meal prep? Meal prep's a good thing. It is. I mean, especially like if you have banqueting or catering service like experience, it's easy to learn how to prep what you need before for service. And well, for the house, I mean, you can prep 3-4 days ahead of time. Also, if any of your veggies are starting to get a little old in the fridge, a little trick to make them work to extend the shelf life a little more is to cook them off. So if you have aubergine and courgettes and they're going a little, well, not bad, but they're starting to, get a little bad. If you cook them off, it'll extend the shelf life for at least 2 to 3 more days. So it's not an issue. Yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, and sometimes you need to really like, you need to oh, sorry about that, leaning so back, leaning back so far. But it's one of those things that, you just learn as you start cooking. It's one of those easy things. It becomes second nature, actually. So if you need to cook meat off as well, this is also another option. You can freeze it, but if you just want to cook it off and then eat it the next day, this is another option. No, risotto you need to stir constantly. You can leave it for a few seconds. It doesn't need to be like every single second of every waking moment that you have to keep stirring, yeah? You don't need to be there doing this. But it's also one of those things that the more you stir it, the more, oh, what's the word that I want to use? Well, emulsified is one. I want to use another one. I forget how to pronounce it now in English. But you want amalgamized. Is amalgamized? I think that's the word. But in any case, emulsified, the more emulsified it will be, instead of when you just make a risotto and you don't stir it much, it's going to look like you didn't stir it that much. Either that or it doesn't have the amount of cream that it needs.
Got kids fries?
Do I think MSG is overhyped?
Going on that.
It can be. I mean, it depends on how much you use. You don't need it for everything. And if anybody's wondering, that's I think it's bok choy that he has in his little drawer there. Those are refrigerators. He keeps everything cold. Would I love to watch? I would love to watch you meal prep, maybe a video. Well, I could do that. I could do a meal prep. I could. I need to think of what, because normally what I do is I have my system in the house. I don't prep everything ahead of time and then just have it for the week. I make dinner and then I make enough of dinner to, like actually save myself to have to make lunch the next day. So if I'm going to be cooking for 2 people, I just double it and cook for 4. And that way I have 2 more portions or more for the next day. I recently started using MSG and it's quite nice. Really? You're using MSG at home? I've never used MSG, not even at home. I mean, this is follow. Yes. Uncle Roger approves. MSG, a lot of different things. Great natural. Yeah, it's just one of those things. MSG, I haven't used, so I can't say whether or not it's like a really good thing. I mean, everyone says that it's okay or anything else, but there are certain like plants that naturally have the same chemical for like MSG. So why do I like my mom puts MSG in her fried rice? Really? Wow. Now you have to be a little careful with the MSG though. You don't want to be adding too much. I mean, in the end, I'll just use a little bit of salt. I don't need to be adding like MSG to everything. Also, if you have like, what is it? If you use mushrooms have a lot of like that umami flavor, which is super, super good, which is something that you want. But, I mean, to each his own, no? Me personally, I use salt. Because I don't honestly need to be like sprinkling MSG on everything. Welcome everyone. Hi guys. Make sure Uncle Roger doesn't hear that. Yeah. Oh, thank you guys. Alright, now it looks like these guys are busy. You can see that they're getting some tickets. You hear that little ticket machine? That little dee 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 dee. It's kind of like when you're at the race, yeah, and the horses are getting ready to start. It's off to the races. Welcome everyone. Acid is my favorite flavor. Acid's your favorite flavor, really? And what about like sour? You like sour too? Okay, so he pre-caramelized, well, burned off some onion rings, as you can see here. He just has them sitting out. Some food, just so all of you know, is not hazardous once you cook it. So it's perfectly fine. Like onions, I mean, they can turn bad. You can get sick from them. But if you leave them out just like here for service, it's not going to be a big issue. If this was rice, like cooked rice, this is one of those things that you need to be aware of. You can't leave cooked rice out for more than, say, 2 to 3 hours. In the US, is 4 hours is the law. 4 hours maximum, that you can't leave the rice out, because this is the suspected like time that it takes for the bacteria to start producing. And if you eat rice that's been left out for a while, especially in a warm climate, you're asking for a problem. I know even in the fridge cooked rice doesn't last as long as the others. No, it doesn't. So if you are going to be like making some rice, you need to make sure that the rice is dry, because the wetter the rice, I don't know if it's true, but it tends to like turn a little faster. Especially also when you like put the rice in the fridge, you need to make sure that it's sealed properly. Like you have like a Tupperware or something. You'd be like Tom Cruise in the danger zone with old rice. We always leave the rice out and really get put. Really? Really? Well, that's interesting. But again, it depends on where you are, because if I leave food out, I'll give you an example. In Seattle, especially in the winter, or in England in the winter, if you leave food out, even in the summer, because it's quite cold, it doesn't turn that fast. Fruit, veggies, and nothing like this. Here, yeah, in a hot climate, like right now, we're at, what are we at right now? I think 34, 30 right now. It feels hotter than 30. Food turns extremely quickly. So it depends on where you are as well. You have to take this into account. What's my favorite rice dish? Probably egg fried rice. I grew up eating it. I really did. Well, chicken egg fried rice, so more like, egg fried rice with chicken. But I used to love this growing up as a kid.
Yeah, 2 pork is up, chef. Yep.
So I working fish garnish?
Yeah, fish garnish. Yeah, let's go 3 minutes.
Okay, kids burgers fried, 79.
And if anybody is wondering, this is a habit when you start having to clean down your station. Like when you see somebody do this, especially on a video like this, it means that they work at a very good place and they have good habits. And it's easier if you clean up every now and then instead of cleaning everything up at the end of service and you destroyed the kitchen. I've seen some kitchens absolutely destroyed with food and everything on the floor. Not pretty. And you got the little knobs as well. Very good.
$29, we.
How do I know if the rice has gone bad? You're talking about the rice, no? Well, normally when you open the little Tupperware, it'll smell off. It won't have like more of a neutral smell to it. If you added like fragrance, like either lemongrass or any ginger to the rice when you're making, say, basmati, it will smell like that fragrance, no? Like the herbs that you put in there, or the spices, but it'll still be a little off, especially with like meats or cheeses or anything. Like if you raid, somebody's raiding my channel? No? See or no? So if you, where was I? With meat, there's another thing that goes bad really fast here. Like compared to England or compared to the US, with meat, it doesn't turn that quickly. But here, I can buy a beef tenderloin or a pork tenderloin, and literally within a day or two, it'll smell like it's already starting to turn. And it's one of those things that like really is frustrating because you spend so much money on food, and food prices here have gone way up, like a lot. And then at the end of the day, 2 to 3 days later, you start throwing out the fruit and other things that you got and onions here and there because, that's how it is. Oh, to the raiders? Well, whoever raided, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Not a single time I've ever seen him. I dated an Italian chef. Not a single time have I ever seen him cook anything. Really? Was he working like a lot of hours? Because I can relate. Yeah. I mean, if he's like at work 16, 18 hours a day, only gets 1 day off a week, comes home, you don't really want to cook. It's just one of those things. Now, it depends on if this goes on for like years. That's another thing. Because I mean, even when I was stressed, I would still cook something easy. I don't know, make a hot sandwich or something. Hey guys. Hours, no cooking at home. Well, Fata is one of those things that I can relate. It's not fun when you work like 18, 19 hours a day doing this on your feet all day long, stressed. And in most kitchens, the kitchens are not like calm or quiet. People start yelling and cursing and swearing and screaming, and some people throw things. It depends on what kitchen you're in. So at the end of the day, you go through all this and then you go home, and the last thing that you want to see, seriously, is food. And if you're hungry, maybe you'll cook something, but it'll be something that maybe pre-prepped, like a frozen pizza or something. Not the pizza that Asmongold ate, or maybe, who knows, it depends. But, it's just one of those things. Yeah, the kitchens are brutal. It depends on what chefs you're working with. Some are very nice, but others are, oof, my goodness. You do not want to cross them. Yeah? And then again, it depends on where you're working, because a lot of the time when the chef's like yelling and screaming, it doesn't mean it's personal. They're just doing it. Like, especially with Ramsay chefs, it's normal.
Wait.
But some chefs,
Halibut
it's
burger.
personal.
Halibut. 2 cow burger. 3 burgers, 1 salad, 2 cow, and then 2 prawns.
Do chefs eat in restaurants on their days off? Some do. Some eat on their days off at restaurants. Others may order takeout. Some others don't want to see a restaurant, so I don't know, just go to the store and get something quick and easy to make. It really depends on the person. Like, I mean, if you've worked a lot in the kitchen, trust me, it really depends on the person on how they try to like release all the stress. And you don't want to watch anything that reminds you of this. Like, seriously, when I first started my YouTube channel, the last thing I wanted to do is to watch someone cook. It's the last thing. And then everyone's saying, oh, all you do is watch cooking videos. That's the last thing I want to do. Like, honestly, I don't want to be doing it.
Right, 2 minutes of fish, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
If nobody's cooked like bok choy before, you do need to cook it. This is like baby bok choy. You don't have to cook it a lot, but you do need to cook the stem, because otherwise it's going to be a little fibrous. What changed me to start cooking and watching cooking videos? You remember a couple years ago we had the lockdowns? You remember all that? That was fun, no? Yeah? Well, that was a time when I had to stop my travel videos, because that's what I originally started with YouTube. And I started doing cooking videos because we were stuck at home. We couldn't go anywhere. Like, nothing. We couldn't leave. Oh, thank you for saying that you find my vibe very comforting. That's nice. Me personally, I mean, I don't want the stream or my videos to be dull. Obviously not. But I also don't want you to watch my videos and then feel stressed. I don't like that. And sometimes when I watch, it depends. We've seen a lot of videos now, but like Joshua Wiseman's videos now, his new ones, they're so fast paced that it stresses me out a little bit. Like, honestly, when you're seeing it and things go bing, bam, boom, bing, bam, it's like, woof. It's not for the recipe anymore. His old videos I like a lot. His old videos are very good. Like, he had the recipe, try to show you how to make it, and they're really interesting. But then again, I haven't seen any of his new videos from his new channel, so I can't say what his videos are like with his new channel. But both him and Nick DiGiovanni made new channels that they're like starting over again with recipes and doing a different method. It's strange. I don't know. Are they in cahoots? Have they like agreed to do the same thing or what? But both of them are doing the same thing. Fluke? It could be a fluke. It could be. But maybe not. I think they know each other, obviously. They're two big YouTubers. Roasted salad. Yeah, roasted salad. That's right. Muted? No, I'm not muted. No.
Let's go with?
So on the 2 fish garnish together.
Yeah, 2 fish garnish together, wait.
And one
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, 1 no mussels.
Never heard of a roasted salad.
Shellfish allergy legs.
All right, now they're communicating. You can hear that he said shellfish allergy. So one of their things is with shellfish, apparently. Oh, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, if you haven't heard of a roasted salad before, have you ever heard of a roasted Caesar salad? I've seen it. I don't like it, but I've seen it. Where they actually roast the romaine. Sorry, Nick and Joshua's egos are a bit too much for me. Well, I try to focus mostly on the food, so I don't talk about, how people act and everything. Well, other than Jamie, even though I love Jamie. But um, I have seen a bit of a change in both of their videos as well as the way that they present their videos past the years, no? Because in the beginning, when I saw Joshua's videos, he looked like he was a little like wet under the ears, like he was brand new, like at cooking and everything. And I really like those videos. He has a lot more, let me put it this way. He has a lot of confidence now with his videos, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the editing also has a lot to do with the style. And I don't know how much like influence Joshua has over this, because a lot of editors also have their like influence with the videos. My audio's still lower than the restaurant? Really? Well, I'll try to fix it. So right now, what he's adding is just a little bit of water, it looks like, just to get a little bit of steam into the like bok choy and everything. Because it doesn't look like he's adding oil to this. I mean, it has oil. I think he already put it down.
Tiny bit of that. Yes, chef.
Maybe their editors had the same training. Is possible, or they're using like similar editors. It's possible. Is this follow? See, it is. It is. Love bok choy. Me too. I love bok choy. If I could get bok choy, I would cook with it more. But I can't find it. It's not common here. No, I've never been to South Africa. I have family in South Africa as well, in Cape Town, my cousins. So I'd like to go and see them. They're getting old. I think they're in their 70s now, late 70s. And then my other cousins from them, their children. So I'd like to see them. Ah, that's the dirty dishes. There's no Chinese Asian supermarkets in my area. There are. The problem is that some of them are a little difficult, a little far away. So here in Spain, it's a little strange. Most of the Asian markets are like a bazaar. It's like all you can buy, everything from Alibaba, everything. And they're not food. So if I want to go to a food market, I can, but I have to take the car and go to like Tarragona or something to go see a Chinese market. Because there's several in Barcelona that are actually pretty good. What type of shoes do chefs wear? Normally in the kitchen, you wear non-slips. So these are the type of shoes that prevent you from actually slipping when you're walking on wet surface or oily surface. Also, you can have an option of getting like steel toes, which I recommend, because what can happen is like when you're cooking like this, especially when you're in a bigger kitchen, you can have a lot of pots and pans that fall on your feet. Crocs, yeah. And I have seen a lot of chefs wear Crocs, but when you work in like a lot of the higher end places, they won't allow it. I've also seen people have issues with things falling on their toes, and Crocs are a little dangerous to wear. What recipes are my favorite? Spanish recipes? Oh, croquettes, I would have to say. Croquetas, as well as maybe patatas bravas, rabo de toro. That's a good one. That's a delicious one. Quite a few. Yeah, no, Crocs are one of those things that if you don't want to wear something that may cause you to lose a foot.
Couple more slices of beef, please.
You wanna go down on the first fish first, Lex? Yeah. Yeah. Then straight behind the other one.
You don't get why he's burning the salad. Well, it's not like he's burning it. He's like just charring it. So he's just giving it a little bit of color. He's also speeding up the process at which it cooks. Oh, you just saw my YouTube live notification. Really? Oh, good. It works. It happens more often than you think, people getting injured in the kitchen. It does. It happens a lot. You can't hear my voice. No? All right, well, I'll stop the video, but normally injuries happen in the kitchen quite a bit. Normally it's, you just bump into something, so it's not serious, but more often than not, when something big happens every so many months or weeks, it's an issue. Yeah, burns happen regularly. But I mean, I remember, especially at Burners, we had this big grill. It's called a Josper. They actually make these Josper grills here in Barcelona. They're very famous, very expensive too. In any case, you can get them super hot. Yeah, but super hot. You can get them up to over 1,000 degrees Celsius. Like very, very hot grills. So they're great for steak. We even melted a couple trays in there once. I remember that because it was just so hot. I mean, it was like glowing. You could, when you opened the door, everything was just like glowing. It was amazing. In any case, the guy that used to be on the meat section, or all of them, there were 3 of them, you looked at their arms and they didn't have any hair on their forearms, first of all. And then you looked at their arms and it was just like battle scars, like burn marks all up and down. It's horrible. Can I make a poll about the audio being on? I can try. I can try. One moment. Let me try to make a poll. Let me try to make a poll. How do I make a poll? Ay, ay, ay. How the bloody hell do I make a poll? Manage goal. Manage poll. No, new poll. Here we go. Audio. Response. Let me do this. Duration. Start poll. I think, is that good? Okay. Well, forgive me, everyone. I'm still trying to figure all this out. I'm new to streaming. Did I make the poll? I think I made the poll. Well, in any case, there we go. Let's see. Well, that's right. I didn't put a stay option. 1 second. No. Okay, let me... Wait a minute. I can't get rid of the poll, no? Okay, manage poll, delete poll. New poll. I apologize, guys. Okay, how about this? Higher. Stay. Lower. Okay. Now, yes, no? I'm not touching my audio, by the way. I've kept it the same, if anybody's wondering. What am I making live stream? Today, we're doing a little sit down, a little chat, and a little education. Okay. But if anybody has any questions about cooking or anything, don't be shy. Ask me, ask away.
Yeah, going up now.
Any restaurants serve the top tier restaurant costs higher? Well, a lot of the reason why high-end restaurants cost more is one, the salaries tend to be a lot more. They tend to use higher equipment. Also, the quality of the ingredients tend to be higher. And at the end of the day, a top tier restaurant can pretty much charge what they want. Now, the problem is that years ago, with a lot of restaurants, you wanted to keep your percentage as high as possible. So if you could reach, say, 30% food costs, well, at least profit, 30% profit, this was a good. Today, I don't know how it is with the restaurants after the virus and everything. I'm sure that everything has gone up for them and their expenses are a lot worse than, say, a few years ago. And a lot of restaurants you don't see staying around very long. I mean, a lot of places go under quickly, and that can be for any number of reasons. I mean, Jamie Oliver even lost like how many restaurants? He lost everything. So it all comes down to managing.
Yeah, 1 minute on the other halibut. Oui.
Can I make restaurants scan reactions? Maybe. Maybe we can watch Gordon. I don't know.
A good night.
He likes to use that torch, doesn't he? He's torching it because he wants to get a char on it. Because the flat top that he's using right now is at a set temperature. So it's not going to get, say, super hot. It depends on how hot this flat top is, but I don't think it's very hot. So he's torching like the bok choy and the Swiss chard.
82 and 3 shot.
Let's see, would it be possible to make a video on how to cook in a budget at home? Yeah, it could be. The only issue with doing a video like this, because the majority of the videos that I make, like I have a few recipe videos that I posted recently, they're cheap. It's cheap to make, but it depends on where you live. Because here, I can go down to the grocery store, I can get some black truffles at my local grocery store for like €6. You can't get that everywhere. So it's a little subjective. So I can try to make a recipe that, is like relatively cheap, but at the end of the day, it depends on where you live, where you shop, because if you're living in the most expensive place in the US, like let's say in LA or in New York, chances are it's not going to be cheap. Yeah, I can make some struggle meals. Yeah. Well, I think some of the meals, I have a new recipe coming out, new video coming out, I think this next week. I made a stir fry. So it's cheap. It's more of a struggle meal for at least me because it's cheap. So hopefully all of you will enjoy it. If everything goes well, I think I'll post it next Thursday.
Well, do you mind sending me his muscles up to the fish?
Yeah. Yeah, follow burger with the fish, right?
Fish going up in 30 seconds now.
Yeah, fish going up in 30 seconds, let's go.
I made an egg fried rice video. I made a Spanish egg fried rice video like last year. He hasn't reviewed it. I also made a green curry video. I made adobo. What are they doing with the veggies? Right now, they're seasoning the veggies.
Right, fish down, Lex.
So He pre-preps, he cooks the veggies off, and then he sends them or gives them to the chef, and the chef then plates. So in this video, we're seeing the guy making all the mise en place instead of the final product just serving the plates, setting the plates up. I've been doing live streams for the past week and a half, I think. I could ask Vincenzo. I think Vincenzo has tried to talk to him, and I'm not going to push because I don't want to be like that. So it's up to Uncle Roger. I mean, he's busy, Nigel. He is very busy. He just got married too, not that long ago. And he's opened up a new restaurant, I think, as well in like Singapore or somewhere. So he has a lot of stuff going on. And Vincenzo as well is also quite busy right now because he is on holiday in Italy. So if anybody wants to go on Vincenzo's holiday, Vincenzo also does like group tours. So if anybody wants to go on an Italian like getaway for like 5 or 10 days, just go to Vincenzo's channel, sign up, and I think he has some openings for next year. I'd actually like to do that. Maybe do that with Vincenzo. It'd be fun, yeah? Vincenzo takes you around to like all these different places in Italy to eat and to make gnocchis and to make pizza and to eat while on a boat or something. I mean, he has a really nice setup. No, and Vincenzo lives in Australia. So he's now, I think he has a citizenship too. I don't know, but he's been living in Australia for like 20 years.
Relax, please. Look at the tables behind.
Let's see, what do they have? Corn ribs, burrata, beef ribs, a fallow burger, corn ribs, cow burger, kombu fries. Ooh. So, all right. So all right. So if I'm reading the comments, forgive me. So in any case, if anybody's wondering, normally when you are on garnish, you have to be like hearing when the chef calls the mains, because if you mess up and he'll say like 5 minutes, we're gonna, in 5 minutes, we're gonna send the steak or the lamb or something, whatever. You have to be ready for that, or the burger. Now, with this, what I would do if I was on hot larder, just imagine that this is starters and not the mains. What I would do personally is I would take all of these starters and I would send as many of them as I could at once. That way it would get everybody off of my station. I could start to break down faster, and then I could also sync the rest of the kitchen, which was fun. I used to love being on hot larder. One night I had, let's see, how many did I have? I had like 10 risottos, and I remember one table was 18, what we had were called Moroccan lambs. It was like a little croquette that we would actually steam the ribs the night before, mix it up, roll it out, freeze them, pané. So I had a lot of those going out, and I used to sync the kitchen all the time. I loved it. It's fun too when everything's in chaos. Singapore doesn't allow dual citizenship. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, Vincenzo's in Australia, so I don't know. Maybe Australia does allow it.
So you got 2 fries next. Yeah, that's all from you. Right, follow burger coming down, mate. Follow burger, chef, yeah?
Fish going up, guys?
Yeah, fish go up.
That burger looks good.
Raw shoulder fry, chef.
You like on this emulsion, actually, yeah?
Oh, another camera angle. This is good. So the guy on the right, he's the one that I think that we're actually seeing cook. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah. Whoa. Sorry.
Hairy arm chef's cooking. I have a lot of hair on my arms. Normally when you're working in the kitchen, you lose a lot of the hair because it just burns off. So the hair is very short. And it smells too when you burn your arm hair. Always have that smell. Dude. Simple marinades. I do have some recipes for that. My dad had a lot more, but I have one, not a marinade, but I did make a steak video about a few years ago. It's a good video too. I made some moa picon salsa with it. So if you want to see that, it's tasty. I reside 2 hours from Singapore by ferry. Oh, wow. You guys are close. I've never been to Asia. I've always wanted to visit. Yeah. I need to visit. I know. I want to. Well, thank you guys.
Behind that, you've got 2 cow burgers and that's on it. Yeah, just behind these burgers.
Dietaries on those burgers, yeah?
Chef?
So he's restocking
No
his
sauce,
little
no shallot.
station right
No
now.
cheese on cow burger. Mushroom burger, no sauce, no shallot.
And I think... Alright, so he's going one by one down the line with the tickets. This is good, yeah? The only issue with being on a station like this is that after a while it gets a little repetitious. As you can tell, he's doing the same thing again and again. Currently, no, I'm not working at a restaurant. Yeah, it is. It's like one of the first time. Oh, really? All right. So anybody, if this is your first time seeing me stream, welcome. This is like only, what is it? The 3rd stream that I've done in the past 2 weeks because I did it a few years ago, but I haven't done it for a while. So I'm still trying to learn how to do everything. And slowly but surely, I'm getting the hang of it. Cooking the whole forest. Okay. Oh, thank you for saying that. I feel young. You know, I honestly don't think that I'm the age that my birth certificate says.
Cow burger, just no cheese.
Max.
1 cow burger is no cheese.
I'll do more streams. I will.
Max. Yeah, 1 cow burger, no cheese, mate.
All right, so guys, even though that he's using his hands in the UK, this is very, very, very common.
Right, two burgers coming down, my chef. Wait, grabbing legs right now. Wait. Yeah, fish up.
Yeah, this is just one of those things that if, like, normally when you're cooking and handling, like, ready-to-eat food, you need to make sure that your hands are clean. But in the UK, I don't know why, but people don't seem to get sick. I mean, really, in the US, people would. Because it happens all the time. You always hear about it. Oh, thank you very much. No, everybody that's new, welcome. Yeah. I mean, again, if I do make any mistakes during streaming, I apologize because I'm very, very new to this and I'm still trying to learn on how to use everything, my little like stream deck, the audio, everything. And it's a little, well, it's a little complicated in the beginning.
Wait.
Well done, burger chef.
Yeah, well done cheeseburger.
Well, he's not actually torching a salad. He's torching like the Swiss chard and the bok choy. And this is just used as garnish. It's not a salad. I mean, in a lot of dishes, normally when you're making like stir fry or anything, you can cook bok choy. You need to cook it. So this isn't the same thing as lettuce. Not the same thing. And if anybody's wondering, kale is one of those things that you need to cook. Kale takes forever to cook as well. It's a pain in the you know what. I personally, I don't like kale. It takes forever. And I think he's using water in that little squeegee bottle. The only type of kale that is actually a little good that I may like is fried kale. Because if you fry it, it gets nice and crispy. Add a little bit of salt to it. But kale salad? No. I prefer spinach and, you know, other types of lettuce and everything. Yeah, you can fry kale. You can fry it. I mean, kale is a very like, oh God, you're eating collard greens. I mean, it's like it's roughage. So you need to think of the type of food that you give cattle and everything. This is the type of food you need to really like grind it down. You can cook it a little bit. Well, it's not necessarily like tempura, so you don't need to like dip it in a batter. You could, but if you just fry it as is fine. I haven't had cauliflower leaves. This is another thing with like the pizza video that I reviewed with Vincenzo, watching Jamie. Jamie made a cauliflower pizza, and he used the leaves of the cauliflower, not just the flour. So I've never used it before. I haven't. I'm not saying that you can't. Obviously you can. But there are some things with cooking that you need to be careful with. So it's not something that I've been in the kitchen that no chef around me has ever used. But if you do have like an ability to use like rhubarb is of the nightshade family. So it's a delicious thing to eat, but you have to be very careful. You cannot eat the leaves. The leaves are poisonous. You can only eat the stem. So if you have rhubarb growing in your like garden or anything, do not make rhubarb tea, okay? No. Yeah, I'm dumbfounded too about the rhubarb or the cauliflower in his recipe. I mean, with courgettes or zucchini, you can eat the flower. So in Italy, it's very common to see like stuffed zucchini or stuffed zucchini flower. So when the zucchini blooms, you can stuff it with like cheese, ricotta, or even mozzarella. The thing is, though, in Italy, this is common. But over here, they've never seen it because they don't use this. They don't cook like this. And I do too. I love rhubarb. Yeah. This is why I'm a little like, I miss it. I really, really miss rhubarb. I miss having a garden actually in the back because when I was in Washington State, my family had a 5-acre farm in Kingston, Washington. And this is one of those things that if you grew up on land and you have land to actually do what you want on, you can do whatever you want. If you want to, well, if you want to do archery, you can do archery. If you want to run the dogs, you can run the dogs, but you can do whatever you want. And it's nice. And my dad had a big garden. Well, we actually had 2 gardens. And he was growing everything. He was growing all the beans that you can think of, apples, everything that you could think of. And now I'm living again in somewhat of a house. It's more of a townhouse. And even though I have a little bit of an area with dirt, it's not meant to be a herb garden or a vegetable garden. So it's nice, but if you have the ability to have like a garden, it's worth it in life. It really is. Doesn't mean that you need to actually be out there 10 hours a day gardening, But it does mean that, you know, if you need something, you can grow your own fruit and veggies, and voila, it makes it easy.
You're gonna fucking right, burgers coming down, my chef. Cow burger and cheese. Yeah. Mushroom burger. Right, 3 halibut working.
You can eat the entire sunflower plant? Really? Everything? I didn't know that. I thought you could just eat the seeds and, well, the oil. But I didn't know that. It's interesting.
2 cow burger working. Greens and a fries.
Yeah, if anybody's wondering, I apologize if I don't read your texts. I am right now streaming to 4 different platforms, and I have chats everywhere. So I'm not just sitting in my room talking to myself looking into the camera, okay? I'm not. I promise you, I'm not doing that. I am actually replying to real people. Yeah?
Curry biscuit meats.
Yeah. Racks, legs.
Normally when you're in the kitchen, it's push, push. You have to run.
Nice one, legs.
Yeah, this guy is working.
Yeah, 3 fish, 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Craig. If you have your own land, you have gardens, you have a barn, you have room for your dogs to play, and you have maybe if you have room to actually put like another outhouse, or not an outhouse, another little house to have for like guests or nothing, which is what my neighbors had in Kingston, is really nice. Have a garden. Oh, jackfruit, banana, apple. Nice. Very nice. I'm sorry, Stefan, if I paused too much for you. I mean, we can just watch the video, but I mean, I have like almost 500 videos on my YouTube channel, which I don't pause as often, but I'm trying to reply to all the comments. So I'm sorry if I paused too much for you. I tried to just run the video and I can talk later. But if there's something that I would like to point out or to reply to a comment, I try to do it. Then again, if you want me to reply to a comment, guys, if you do a little like super chat or anything, I see it a lot easier.
Yeah, legs gone, let's working, chef. Firing. 5.
Thank you, guys. Yes, I am actually. Right now I'm streaming on Kick as well. So if anybody has Twitch or Kick accounts, please add me. And if anybody is on YouTube as well, add me as well, or TikTok. By the way, about TikTok, I don't know why, but it is extremely frustrating that I have not been able to grow that account at all. Every time I get 5 subs, I lose the 5 immediately. I've stayed at the same number for the past 3 years. I can't believe it. It's super frustrating. So if anybody is on TikTok, please help me out a bit, because I think what's happened is that it's just locked on my location, so my videos are shown to other people that don't speak English. Yeah. You have to be on all the platforms today. Yeah, this guy is pushing right now. He has some mussels that he's cooking. Oh yeah, he's push. Well, he has 4 tickets here. He's cooking garnish right now, so he has some bok choy and kale going on. He has a sauce, which could be curry, but then again, it could be like a seafood type fumet or something, like a seafood sauce that he's using in that little pot. He has some mussels. Oh no, it's not him. Okay, somebody else has the mussels. And he's cooking all the Swiss chard and the bok choy and everything else that he has going in here. And he's charring the bok choy right now.
Greens for starters.
Yeah, no, Twitch is not known for... Yeah, I know, no. The Twitch, you have to get your following from somewhere else. I know that. YouTube has a pretty good algorithm, but from time to time, it doesn't work. Yeah? And TikTok, on the other hand, just... I don't know. I give up with TikTok. I mean, honestly. To give you guys an idea, just random, yeah? Just to give you some numbers. In the past month, I post all the same things on YouTube, TikTok, and Insta. In the past month, I got 9,000 views on TikTok. With the same videos, I got over 110,000 views on Insta. And with YouTube, I got closer to 500,000 views on YouTube with the shorts. It's bizarre. I just don't get it. Hi guys. People use TikTok here a lot. The problem is it's all in Spanish. My videos are not in Spanish. So I think that's like one of the big details, one of the things that's causing a bit of an issue. Oh, thank you very much. Alright, so this apparently just looks like it's a little side dish of sauteed veg. Kale and everything. Yeah, TikTok's algorithm is a nightmare. He keeps all his pots and pans down below. No, I said this earlier, but personally I'd keep some pans above, because otherwise it just takes you too much time. Yeah, basically. So the more engagement that you have, the more they pay. But it also depends on from where the views are coming from, because certain countries earn nothing. And when I mean nothing, I mean nothing. Noel, yes, I do. I have 2 separate streams on YouTube. I have one main for my YouTube and then one as shorts. And thank you very much for the subscribe on Kick. Thank you very much. So sorry, we have our first subscriber on Kick. If I get to 10 subs on Kick, I can help get monetized. This is Follow in London. So this is an English restaurant. And the style of this is more like, well, modern British, I would say. What is that? Pickled onion, pickled cabbage.
28.74.
28.74.
Why not? No, the issue is, all right, so just to clarify, the reason why I have 2 streams on YouTube right now is because YouTube as a normal video is in 16:9. That is not shown on the shorts feed. It's not in shorts. If you send a 16:9, 9:16 of shorts, if you send a feed to YouTube, it would display that automatically on Shorts Live. And Shorts Live, believe it or not, actually gets more views than a normal video live, because people are scrolling and they see someone live. So this is why I have 2 videos on YouTube. And pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken, Twitch is also going to be doing a vertical type streaming. So I'm going to have to do 2 streams to Twitch as well. I have a good internet connection, so I can upload a lot. Hey, everybody. Yeah, no, I agree. The normal like stream profile 16:9 is a lot better than the short or the TikTok version. It's a lot better because you see everything.
Yeah, that's all done.
Right now I'm doing YouTube full time. Yes.
Yeah, this is done. Yeah, once it's ready, yeah.
I don't watch TikTok live either, so I don't know. I know I'm too busy editing. Like today I was editing earlier and doing thumbnails and everything else. Too much veggies. Yeah, he's on the garnish section, so everything that he's doing is with vegetables, and he probably also has the fryer, but it looks like somebody else is dealing with it. In a nice restaurant, people eat vegetables.
Yeah, green.
And we just got our second follow or another follow on Kick. Thank you guys. Hey, again, I appreciate everybody that is subscribing and subscribing and also following. Different terminologies on different platforms. It means a lot to me. And if we can grow everything like YouTube, Twitch, and Kick and TikTok, that would be phenomenal. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Kuchiki 3. No? Avocado. Do you see Vincenzo said to say hi? Vincenzo said to say hi today? Really? I didn't see this. Wait. Vincenzo said to say hi to me today? Or what was this? Because I didn't see this anywhere. And I follow Vincenzo. I see his shorts all the time on his Instagram. Yeah, right now, YouTube, I'm on YouTube Shorts as well. Baiting, omelette. Omelette?
Yeah, chef. Wait.
Okay. Alright. That's okay.
It's for a la carte? What? Leeks. Yeah, the leeks. The leeks are for a la carte. I have 2 leeks right now. One for starters. Yeah.
My sauce Mornay. I've made Mornay sauce. It's easy to make. It's a cheese sauce. Basically, it's bechamel and cheese. I don't eat a lot of bechamel, though. Yeah, I really don't. I try not to. It's a lot of butter. Vincenzo's had the Watch Together video just... Vincenzo posted the Watch Together video just now. Really? Now I need to check. 1 second. Pardon me. I need to see what Vincenzo's doing. Where is he? Vincenzo. Vincenzo's plate? What did he do? I don't see it anywhere on his YouTube channel. I don't see it. Maybe it was on his Instagram. I don't know. But I don't see it. He made the original lasagna. Okay. All right.
For starters and 1 for me.
Oh, that's so nice to say. I hope you're enjoying culinary school.
Like 2 burgers should be
But
coming down.
like anything, yeah, if you're in culinary school, just
No.
keep in mind that if you have a bad day, take it one step at a time, okay? Chef life is not the easiest. And if you feel like later on in life that you want to change careers, it's never too
Okay,
late.
coming down,
You
Chef.
always have an option. But for anybody that wants to cook, it's totally fine. I mean, the one benefit about cooking, yeah, is that it also allows you to travel. Because if you have dual nationality, as I did, before Brexit, before the England left the EU, I could travel everywhere in Europe. Now, no, after Brexit. It was super easy to get a job. So you can work in basically whatever country you want.
Right now.
Thank you for the follow.
Right. Burgers right now, okay?
Yeah, a lot of chefs, James, are underpaid. They are a lot. And a lot of doctors here in Spain are also underpaid quite a bit. The majority of people are underpaid. Adam, I never went to culinary school either. I learned everything at work and from my dad.
Yeah.
It depends on the jobs. I mean, like, for some jobs, you can make a lot of money.
Lunch or
But,
Yeah, let's go.
like, when you're cooking
Yeah, let's
as a
go.
chef, and busting your ass every day, it's one of those jobs that it really, 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 really is hard on you. Like, really. Hey, Björn. Yeah, they did. They offered me to do a service together, and I tried to
right now.
contact them like about a month ago or something to see if we could arrange something.
2 minutes on the table behind.
So far, nothing.
Let's go.
So I don't know. I would like to do
Yeah,
a
we got
like
2
a
leeks in the
cooking,
oven.
like a dinner service or something with them. So if anybody has contact with either with the guys that follow, yeah, with
Yeah, let's
Jack,
go.
please let me know, because I would love to do a like dinner service or something with them.
Yeah. Give me like 30 seconds. Man.
I'll send it out now.
This guy is like working non-stop.
Leeks in the oven, mate. Thanks. I'll get it.
He's going through a bit of a busy service. Wait. Wolfam? What is it? Andy Cooks wants to do a 48 hours with him. Really? So how do you know that Andy wants to do this? Are you like one of Andy's like in his membership or something, and he's telling everyone, look, hey, if anyone has any contacts that they could get to help me to do like a collab with these guys, I would love it. Because I've tried to contact them. I don't have a PR manager. So right now, I don't know where my emails are going, but apparently nobody's reading them. Yeah. The sauce is extremely important, especially in the French kitchen. The sauce, my old French chef, Alexi, he told me a lot. Yeah, I remember one day he said, James, the sauce makes or breaks the dish. And it's true. It does. It really does make or break the dish. This was when we were making some escargot, snails. And I had to do like a garlic parsley sauce over them. And he was forcing me to eat the bloody thing. I admit, if you cook them properly, snails, with like garlic and parsley, it's not bad. But would I ever order it? No, because it's not my thing. I just don't eat snails. So escargot, no. Bloody counter. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Snails, yeah.
Yeah, 2 leeks, chef. 1 prefix, 1 a la carte.
And normally,
a la carte for
when you're like behind the
prefix
chef,
for mains.
you have to tell them that you're behind, just so you don't run into anyone, because it happens a lot that you turn around and then all of a sudden you bump into somebody. And you have to be careful, because if somebody has a knife,
Yep.
that's another thing. See, I don't have anything as a reference here, but in any case, you cannot walk around the kitchen with your knife
Yeah, a la
like
carte
this.
1.
You can't. You have to always walk with the blade down.
28.
With the blade down, because if you walk like this, it's very easy for someone to bump into you, and this is something that you do not want to do. And you also don't want to get yelled at for doing this, because they will rip you a new one. Miranda, I also reached out to Andy. Oh, thank you, Miranda. Thank you very much. I would love to cook with Andy. I really would. Andy seems like a really cool guy. Goodbye. Thank you for the donation. How do I manage and handle burnouts in the kitchen? Ooh, that's a good question. All right. Short answer to a long answer. When I was in hotel arts, I had my computer, so I used to play games, and that would kind of like, help with the stress. In London, I had nothing. I was just living in a room, well, renting a room at Edgware Road, and I had nothing else going on. I just worked. So I worked 120 hours a week. This was my average week in London. Christmas week was a living hell. That was 5 days double duty straight. 5 days straight, double duty, double shifts. And that was tough. So what I would do in London, I was talking to my dad about this too. I didn't want to do anything on my days off. I normally got 2 days off a week, which is also not common for Europe, okay? And what he told me to do was to go to all the places in London that I would not want to do when I come back, because once you're living in London or a place like this, you need to see everything. And I've already been to a lot of places, but I didn't go to Buckingham Palace, but I went to Westminster Abbey. I went to the Tower of London. I went to Regent Park. I went to James Park. I went to Green Park, Hyde Park. I went to everything basically that I could go to on my days off. Well, that's a lie. On the first day off, I used to sleep about an extra 14 to 16 hours. And then the next day, I would do something in town, in the city, walk like 20 kilometers or something. And then the following day, start work again. So I used to get sick a lot in London. Like I got a lot of sinus infections and everything just from working too much and not being able to like relax. But personally, like right now, if I need to relax, I don't want to see any cooking. I don't want to see any of it. I just want to maybe play a game, watch some TV, go to the beach, just anything to relax. The Tower of London is also one of my favorites. I love the Tower of London. Do you recommend Made In? I have a pan from Made In, and they seem good. The only issue with Made In is that it is bloody expensive. Like really, really high priced. So if you need to get like a couple pots and pans, maybe look around a little bit. You don't need to be spending 300-400 euros on a pot. The average person doesn't need to spend this. They make commercial equipment, so for a proper kitchen, I'd get it. But just for the average cook at home, you don't need it.
74.
Oh, he has some peas. Sankurat's favorite thing. Thank you guys. Hey, if anybody has to go because it's late, I totally understand. Just to keep everyone in mind, yeah, this is a very international channel. I mean, we have people here in Singapore, in probably even Japan, Australia, America, Europe, and I'm based in Europe right now. So I understand that if it's late for you, I appreciate, yeah, I really do. And, you know, if you want to catch me next time, you're more than welcome to. It's not a problem. So so if you're like feeling sorry or anything that you have to go, don't worry about it. We'll stream again, and I have plenty of videos on YouTube. You can watch any of those.
Chef. Right.
We can watch some Nepalese cooking. Yes.
Nice.
Or he. Cracking something. Right now we're seeing point of view cooking.
Yeah.
He's putting that's his bottle of oil that he's using. Oh, you're cutting me on Japan.
Yeah, go up
Enjoy
on
your vacation. Hi, Stoner. I think that is like rapeseed oil. So in England it's called rapeseed, in the US it's called canola. But I think it's canola oil. Does someone do garnish every day, or you switch around? Oh, no, no, no. Normally when you're on a station, you're on that station. So you have to keep your mise en place like in check and in order for the next service, because if not, the whole kitchen will be in the SHIT. It really will. Do you eat for free at work at lunch? Well, normally being in the kitchen also gives you the ability to eat for free. So normally you have the canteen or the cantina and you can go there and eat some food. Also, if you're on the pass during service, you know, maybe you can grab a couple snacks, or if you're in the prep kitchen. But this is another good thing, that working in a kitchen, you won't go hungry. Oh, I said train. Forgive me if I don't know how to pronounce your name, but the good place to start learning how to cook is by getting a job at your local restaurant, a good one, or at least spend a time being an apprentice at a good restaurant, just to see. Also, keep in mind that a lot of places to be an apprentice, especially here in Europe, they won't pay you for the first year or so. So you'll be apprenticing for free, basically. And the reason why is because to get into some of these places, the name itself is the thing that's important on the CV. So you could be working 16 hours for free a day. Yeah, well, and also keep in mind that they may keep you on garnish for like, who knows, maybe 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and then they may move you to another station. So it's not like you are always on garnish for like 3 years or anything, unless, of course, they love to just stick you on garnish. But it's just one of those things that, you know, that sometimes it varies. It all varies. It's all subjective, and it's different with each and every restaurant. Rapeseed oil. Yeah, I know. I know. This is the English term, but it's canola oil. Hmm. Let's see. Keep in mind the stream. Oh, you're more than welcome. I'm happy that I could answer your question. My preferred station in the kitchen? Well, being on the pass is actually quite nice. You don't have to cook. You can manage everything and the orders going out. That's my preferred station. But if I had to cook, probably the meat section. The meat section is fish is easy, but it's also easy to mess up the fish. All right. I'll give you guys a little story. Let's see. Let me put this. I need to say it kindly too, because this was a little bit of a you know what moment. So, all right. One night, I was in Berner's Tavern, and we had a busy dinner service, kind of like this, about 300 for dinner. I was on garnish section. This is the moment that I got changed to another section. And I had the fish guy right next to me. Now, he was Spanish, Fernando. Now, he's from Valencia. The problem is with my little companion next to me is that he was very jumpy. And I won't talk about it on here, but in the kitchen, because there is a lot of stress, a lot of people use substances to stay awake in the kitchen and just get energy. All right. I've never done anything. Never. I was always tired. But he wasn't. He was hopping around, jumping around like he was on like 1,000 horsepower. So in any case, he's hopping around. He's very nervous and fidgety, doing this. Dee. And I heard the chef, I heard Phil, who was the head chef at the time, call 3 bass, 1 cod. Okay. So I made the garnish for 3 bass, 1 cod. Fernando, he was starting to piss me off at this moment because he was stealing all of my pots and pans that I had for my service, and he didn't need them. He was just taking them and using them for other things. So after about an hour of this going on, when this ticket came up, 3 bass and like 1 cod, I had all my mise en place ready. He didn't have his mise en place ready. He only fired 2 bass, 1 cod. So when it was like 30 seconds to dish up, I gave the chef all my mise en place. Fernando gave the chef also the fish. And I remember, I won't forget this day. It's like, Phil, he's on the pass. And Phil was the head chef. You did not want to get him angry. And it was very easy to cross him. Very. And he said, 30 seconds. Give me the fish. Give me the fish, Fernando. And Fernando's giving him the fish. And then all of a sudden, he says, what's this, Fernando? He's like, what? Chef, this is like two bass, 1 cod. And he said, where's the other bass? And he said, but there was only 2. And then the chef asked me, he said, James, how many garnish do you have? How much garnish do you have for the bass and fish? I said, well, 3 bass, 1 cod, chef. And he says, Fernando, give me the other bloody bass. And within 30 seconds, he kept saying, 30 seconds, chef, 30 seconds. I've never seen someone cook a bass so quickly in my life. He didn't even have it cooked. It was nothing. He had nothing going on. My goodness. And I'll keep it PG, the story, but there were a lot of other curse and swear words going on at that moment from Phil, my head chef. He was screaming at him quite a bit, like screaming at him. Yeah, I can't repeat it on here. But in any case, the fish was ready within 30 seconds. So there's ways on cooking fish quickly. And I'll tell you though, after that, he got a rash of you know what from the chef. Like the chef pulled him aside and was screaming at him for this. This was not something that you do. You have to stay alert in the kitchen. You need to hear. You have to pay attention. In Germany, it's illegal to work more than a 10-hour day? Is it really? Wow. Well, I'll tell you, in England, you can work a 16, 18-hour day easily. Not a problem. You can too in the US. Like Gordon screaming on Hell's Kitchen screaming. Imagine Gordon screaming on Hell's Kitchen screaming, but a little more terrifying. Like, you think he's going to kill the cook. Like, really. Because the other issue is that Fernando, my little buddy, he was out of it. He wasn't focused on cooking. He was happy after going to do something to sniff a little powder. So it happens. I often do 12-hour shifts, yeah. I know. It's funny when someone says to me that they've had a long day and then you ask them how long have they worked, they said 8 hours. Oh, my goodness, bloody hell. 8 hours. 8 hours, that's half a day. That's like half a shift. A double shift is about 16 to 18 hours.
No, that's the next one. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that they're very strict in Germany with this, because I'll tell you, more than once, working even here in Hotel Arts, well, in Spain, the laws have changed since I started about 10 years ago, but a few years ago, you could finish at 1 in the morning and you would be back at work at 6 a.m. the next day to work another 16 hours. So that happens. Also because people may be sick, they may be on holiday, you have to fill other people's schedules. It happens. So I'll tell you, when you work, if anyone has never worked 16 or 18 hours in their life, let me tell you something. It's hard, but for me, I notice that after you get past like the 12-hour mark, the hours don't really matter anymore. Like you start getting your second wind. You get a bunch of energy. And I mean that from not doing anything, just having a little bit of tea or coffee. But you honestly, the pain just starts to subside. Yeah, 8 hours in construction. Oof. Construction's not an easy job. A lot of the guys in working construction have like big arms. And just so everybody knows, normally chefs end up single and they always end up divorced. And the reason why a lot of them do is because of the amount of stress and the amount of demand that they have to, well, the job actually takes from them. Yeah, if you're busy, true. This is another thing. You're right, James. If you are super busy, like here, like these guys, they're busy in the kitchen, an hour will go by like that. So it does help being busy. Like when you're in a really slow kitchen, wow, it's miserable. Then again, when you're in a slow kitchen, you always have to stay busy. So if you're not doing anything, you need to do a little prep, a little mise en place. Clean prep. Right, this is true. Clean prep. You will get a mania, as they say here, to like clean. You have to keep everything clean. Like if you don't clean, a lot of the people they won't get this when they start working, but if you don't clean, you're going to end up with a massive mess. Like right now, this guy's been wiping down his induction. He's been wiping down his whole area. And by doing this, it maybe seem like unnecessary. He just ate that. But it's important. There we go, and he's cleaning again. Wipey. So if anyone's wondering, I remember one day in London, our chef, who was on the pass at the time, wanted everything, all the stainless steel to be super clean and polished. So in between all of this, he gave us a little bottle of like stainless steel cleaner, and we had to make sure that everything was spotless. Well, anyway, not to mention that the stainless steel cleaner is also a bunch of chemicals and it stinks, and you have to really wash your hands, and during service it doesn't work. It just doesn't. Everything gets dirty. I realized really quick that if you just pour a little bit of oil on your chef's cloth or anything like this and just wipe it, give it a couple passes, it makes it look just as sparkly. It's not good, but it does make it look shiny. So that's the food grade way on trying to keep everything nice and shiny. It's also faster too. If you have a little bit of grease or anything, just give it a wipe. 4 springy worms. I worked for a chef who had a can full of springy worms he sprung. Really? All right, I have one better. When I was in Hotel Arts, this is when I was working in banqueting, we had one of our chefs who was he was under me. I was the chef de partie. And he liked to scare everybody. So what he would do is he would take a hotel pan, and if anyone doesn't know what that is, think of a big metal pan. Okay, this is what we put a lot of the stuff in. We also call it a gastro. So he would take one of these gastros, he would walk, he was a big guy too, he would sneak up behind you while you're cutting, he would take that and he would slam it down on the floor as hard as he could. So a couple people, when he was doing this, jumped. I mean, the majority of all the prep cooks in banqueting, when he was doing this, were all like apprentices. They just started cooking. And a couple of them, you know, may have cut themselves and everything. It's like, honestly, he did this to me once. I swear. Yeah, I can't repeat what I said on Twitch and on YouTube, but in any case, he got the point to not do it again. But it's just one of those things that you normally get a lot of pranksters in the kitchen, and I'm also a prankster, but you also need to be careful with some of the things that you do, because if you take a gastro and then you slam it down behind somebody, someone can cut themselves while they're handling a knife. You need to be a little aware of this. Gastro has entirely a connotation to for me. Oh, really? They'd have to peel me off the ceiling. Yeah. Now, what I used to do is that, and I think they have the ovens here. There's an oven that's called a Rationale. It's the brand of the company. And anyway, it's a combi oven, okay? A combi oven is a combination oven. So you can cook, steam, roast. You can do whatever you want. In any case, their touchpad is kind of like an iPhone. You can change it. When I was working in London and over here, everybody uses like Celsius. So what you can do is you can switch everything to Fahrenheit. And I used to do this quite often. And people didn't know what the hell like 90 Fahrenheit, 500 Fahrenheit is.
Right now, chef.
Oh, that's okay, Adam. Not to worry. Yeah, don't worry about it. That's okay. That's why there's a definitive formula, but I guess head counting is... Yeah, it is. Definitely. This guy's assigned to a specific role. Normally, normally you have... Each person is assigned to a specific role, but this is for a kitchen that's very, like, formally structured. There are a lot of kitchens where you just have 4 guys working in the kitchen and you decide that day on who gets to work the fryer, etc., etc. So it depends on the place. He burned this a little bit. He burned the fat. He's finally going to be using the onions. Maybe not. He's putting them away. And if anybody's wondering, that little knife that he's using right now, this is a very, very, very good serrated knife to get. It's a Victorinox. So get one. You can use it for anything. You can use it for bread. You can use it for fruit. You can use it for garnish. Anything at all. They're cheap. Well, not so cheap, but they're relatively cheap. You can pick one up for maybe 40, 50 bucks now, and they're very good.
You're gonna carve that pork?
Start. Give me 2 on the pot.
Right, so 28.74 now, Rick.
28.74, chef.
Then we've got 72.41.
72.41.
Take 94.96.
94.96 at the back.
All right, so now the chef is calling off the table numbers. So he's telling everybody what tables they're going to be serving, and then these are the ones that they're going to be firing off.
Yeah, looking good.
Victorinox is a good company.
Got spare fries there, bro.
Yes, normally, like this guy, he's wearing safety shoes. If anybody saw that. It's normal to wear safety shoes, and it's one of those things that you have to wear. Yeah, true. So, you're right, Bubble Boy. That serrated knives are typically one-sided knives, yeah? So it doesn't have a double bevel. It's just one side. So to sharpen them, you can do it on your own. It's a little hard. It's better if you actually maybe take it to somebody, or you have a machine that does it. And they work very well. Like if you need to cut any watermelon, cantaloupe, fruit, melons, whatever, they work really well. Correct. Swiss Army knives. Victorinox also makes Swiss Army knives, like the one that I have. Let's see if you can see it. The one in the back, the red one, the little one. Hi, Mom, you're on stream? Hi, Mom. Nightbot is being a bad boy. Why? What is Nightbot doing? Nightbot he's being a little strict, I think.
So we got a marker fish. Pink first.
He won't let me hit the icons. Mom, I think it's a spam thing that Nightbot is preventing you from doing. So, oh, thank you, Kampachi. Thank you for the donation. No one explains how to use frozen stock. Say I'm making red wine reduction. If I have large silicone ice cream cubes of stock, can I just throw them in, or do I need to microwave the stock first? You mean I'm making a white wine reduction? No, you can just, well, it's better if the stock is in smaller pieces. That way it's easier to like defrost quicker. But you don't need to put it in the microwave. You just need to melt it, no? So if you have a big pot, just melt it in the pot. It's going to take a while though. You need to keep this in mind. So if you have an induction, it'll be a lot quicker. But you can do it in the pan. You don't need to like wait and microwave it. It's all up to you. You can do it either way, but doing it in the pan is easier.
Fries in a green.
Chef accidentally nerfed his own mom. I didn't do it on purpose. Yeah, the Nightbot is just being a bad bot. It's actually strict, Nightbot. Really? I didn't make it strict either. No, he has different types of greens that are going for different orders. So he has 3 different types of like garnishes in 3 separate pots that you can see here. And those will be for separate orders, each of them. Or maybe some of the kale or some of the bok choy will go on another dish as well. Oh no, I would love to. If I visit Follow, I would also visit Sorted Food. Again, though, I would need to like prepare this beforehand. So I can't just show up at the doorstep, you know? I don't even know where they are, but I need to contact them. But I would love to do Sorted Food. I really would. By the way, are you going to game live? Yeah, I'll try. I'll try to game. I will. But right now, for the moment, I'm just making sure that my PC can handle this. So good news is that my PC right now, if anybody's into OBS and tech, is only at 1% for CPU usage. It's doing really good.
Can I see the potatoes?
What is that? Are these morels? A little hard to see. They were sauteed. They kind of look like morels, or maybe it was beef. It's also possible. But morel mushrooms, they look dark like this. No, well, if I stream like game, I'll try to do it on all platforms. Because it's the same at the end. Yeah, that's just my PC is doing the work, and then I just need to concern myself with the Wi-Fi and the upload, and I have enough like gigabytes. Yeah, no, my PC is doing really good. I'm very happy with my PC. Yeah, I built a really good machine. Play Cooking Simulator? Cooking Simulator. Nah. Well, I can't say no, because maybe we'll do it if enough people want, but it doesn't appeal to me. Huh?
Look nice, mate.
Praise that in real life.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, I think that this guy is getting a little tired right now. Because he's getting a little slow.
When you put them through the fryer, it's a little bit less. Just to warm them rather than make them like really, really a little bit bitter. See that? It's not really dark, it's a bit bitter.
For sure.
And the chef is giving him a little, giving him a pointer or two while cooking the chips.
So you just do a fresh pork really quick.
It's getting really wet again.
Hey Alex, yeah, I do. I like live streaming. It's fun to do live streaming. I mean, I get to talk to all of you, which is something that I don't get to do normally. That was it. That's it. That's the end of the video. It just ended like this. Nothing. Okay, well, that's the end of the video. All right, anyone have any questions? At the moment, I'm not working in a restaurant, no. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it's over. Hey, Mighty Wolfie. How are you doing? Yeah, it's over. Don't know. I mean, that was a 30-minute video, so we got to see at least 30 minutes of it. I've already been on stream for 2.5 hours already. I mean, it goes by really quick streaming. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised. In the beginning, I thought that stream was going to be like, oof, it's going to be a lot of work and everything. No, it's actually quite nice at the end. I mean, we could probably one of these days do a lot longer of a stream and be fine. That was an interesting video cooking in the commercial kitchen. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it helps to give you guys a little bit of like an idea of what it's like. I mean, for me, I'm used to it, so it's like a second home. But a lot of people don't see like what is a real kitchen actually like. So I'm glad and happy that I could show you. What are the PC specs with the graphics card? Right now, I'm running an AMD 7950X, and my graphics card, my GPU, is an NVIDIA 390 Ti. So 3090 Ti. I meant to talk to you about cuisine of my people as a subset of South Asian Indian. Oh no, I haven't really heard about this. No, it sounds tasty. 790X, 7950XZ. Yep. No, it's a good, like a good CPU. It works. I had a few bugs in the beginning, but now it runs without a hitch. So AMD is really good. This is my first AMD build, by the way. Normally I used to build Intel, and now it's like, I gave AMD a try and I like it. It works really good. Shunhi cuisine. Very interesting, Mighty Wolfie. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. How much RAM do I have? 64 gigabytes, DDR5. So I have a lot of gigs. AMD processor, yeah, it runs at like 93 Celsius, and this room is like an oven. This is the thing about AMD. Intel didn't run so hot. My old PC used to run at like 30, maybe 35 centigrade in summer, but now this one is pushing 90. No, but I'll tell you, this is right. AMD, this is like a super good machine. Like, I am pleasantly surprised at how efficient it is. Like today, I rendered what was it? It was like a 30-minute video that I just edited. I won't tell you guys, but it'll be coming out soon. It was 33 minutes, and I rendered it in 4K in under 7 minutes. So that's pretty good. Yeah, right now I'm running just fans. I'm not running any like liquid cooling. I don't want any headaches with dripping or anything. Yeah, the newer generations do. They do run a little hot. And I always cook an egg on my PC. I could actually, like if I feel right now, it's not that hot. Like I can touch the back grill and it doesn't burn my hands at all. It's not running that hot. When am I going to stream again? Well, if everybody enjoyed this stream, and I really hope you did, I am trying to learn how to stream again, and I apologize if I stop too much, but I'm trying to answer everyone's questions. We'll stream again next week. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I don't know what day yet, but I think Saturdays are good days because a lot of people tend to be off on Saturdays. So if this works for a lot of you guys, then we'll definitely do another stream next Saturday, and maybe during the week. Maybe. I don't know. I have to see with everything else. Saturday should be a regular. Okay. All right. Yeah, because for me, Saturdays is pretty good. I don't know if I can do it every Saturday, but for right now, I think Saturdays are a really good date to do it. How much time does it take me to make a video on average? Ooh, well, a reaction video, it takes me about 2 hours to record because with setup and everything. It takes me another, let's say, 2 days of editing, so about 10 hours in total to edit. And then the metadata, it takes me a little bit of time as well. So in all, probably 12 to 15 hours per video. It depends on the video. It depends on his short. Like a 5-minute video doesn't take that long to make, like one of Jamie's videos, for example, or a longer video, like a 20 or 30-minute video, that takes a long time to like edit, a really long time. Gross B, yeah, you did. You missed the stream. Well, you missed the beginning of the stream and the middle and maybe a little bit of the end because right now we're just chatting. Maybe we'll do Kitchen Nightmares. I saw you needed 100 and more bits. Oh, thank you, Kingra. Thank you. Thank you for the cheer bits. If anybody is... No, okay. So, just to let everyone know, okay? Because I know I have to be careful with Twitch and everything. Can't promote anything else. But anyway, my main channel is YouTube. That's my big channel. If anybody has a Amazon account, I think it's free to follow me or to subscribe to me on Twitch. So if you have an Amazon account, please check it out. I'm not asking you to pay for anything, okay? I'm just, if it's free, please do it. The same thing with Kick. Kick's free. So if you're on Kick, please follow me on there. And of course, YouTube. YouTube is YouTube. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to hit the subscribe button on YouTube and the like button and maybe the share button as well. And if anyone's on TikTok, please add me. Yes, you can use Bezos bucks to subscribe on Twitch. Yeah, that's right, Jeff Bezos. Yeah, hey, you know what's funny is that because I lived in Seattle a long time and Amazon is from Seattle. So is Starbucks. And Windows, for that matter, is from the area. Also, Boeing was there for a while. I joined by mistake. You joined by mistake. Whoops. Just joke. Just kidding. Okay. But in any case, yeah, he did. He got married recently. I saw it in the news. I think he got married in Venice, if I'm not mistaken. And he spent a lot on the wedding. And the people in Venice weren't happy with the wedding because it was like a big, well, it was a big show. Yeah, a lot of people did start in Seattle. A lot. And hey, if anybody wants to know, Venice is nice. I went there a few years ago. It's beautiful in a way. But when I went there, I don't know how it is now. It just seemed run down. Like you could tell that it's way too much, like over tourized. There's too many tourists, and it's not the Venice that my dad was talking about when I was growing up, because he always told me that Venice is beautiful. You have the gondolas and everything, and they sing on the while you're in the gondola, you know, the violin and everything. And it's like that. It can be, but it seemed very run down when I was there. Exactly. And the restaurants, exactly. That's another thing. The restaurants are bad. When I was in Venice, how do I put this? I want to be politically correct. Not all the places I'm sure are bad, okay? I can't say that. It's too generalistic. But the place that we went to, I've never had a pizza worse or a worse pizza in my life. It was like a cracker. It was paper thin, super hard, and I could literally take the pizza and break it off, just like a cracker. And that costs like €8. Then you also have the cubertini, I think it's called, the little tip when you sit down in Italy. That's another nice little charge that you get. Est-ce que tu comprends le français ou espagnol? J'ai pu le... Ah, bloody hell. I can understand a decent amount of French because I used to live in France, but for not speaking it or even practicing for so long, my French is like very, 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 very basic right now. My Spanish is a lot better than French. Bloody hell. St. Mark's at night is pretty gorgeous, though. Yeah, it is. It is. You also have to go when it's not like flooded, because when I was there, it wasn't flooded in Venice. Where's my accent from? Well, let me tell you. So my dad was English. I was born in Arizona. I've lived in California, New Mexico, Virginia, Hawaii, Washington State, London, France, and now Spain. So it's a little hard to say where my accent's from, but my dad's English, so I have a bit of a mix. It's like when I was working in the US, everyone thought I was English, and then when I was working in England, everyone thought I was a Yankee. So, oh, and some people think I'm Canadian, and I'm not Canadian. And if anyone thinks I'm Aussie, I'm not Aussie. I don't pronounce my no with an R. I don't say nor. So I'm not Aussie. Miranda, do you have a P.O. box where samples of products can be sent? I don't have a P.O. box. I have my home address, but this is something that, if Miranda, if you want to send me something, email me. Let me know. My dad was Scottish, my mother Georgie, and I've lived in Wales, Ireland, and France, and my accent is all over the shop. I know the feeling. Yeah? I mean, people ask me where I'm from all the time. The funny thing is that when I was in France, everyone thought I was French. You know, blue hair. What? Blue hair. Blue eyes. I used to be pure blonde when I was little. So everyone would speak to me first in French. No one would speak to me in English. Not at all. And then when my mom visited, everyone spoke to her in English. Everybody. Not me. Frogneck cooler. Oh, thank you, Miranda. Yeah, well, the party's still going a little bit. Well, guys, how do I say this? I hope all of you enjoyed the stream. I need to kind of get off right now because I have to go do something as well after this. I want to go, we have a little beach party that I'm going to go to. I don't live far from the beach and I need to get going with that. And it's hot in this room. I'm sweating. So thank you very much for this stream. I appreciate it greatly. And if anybody hasn't subscribed or followed or whatever you call it on either platform, please do. I appreciate it a lot. Right now, I do have a goal. Yeah, my goal on YouTube is obviously to get to 400K. My goal on Twitch is to get to 1,000 followers, which are actually subscribers on YouTube. And Kick is to get to 100. And then if we can get to 3,000 people on TikTok, that'd be fantastic. In any case, have a great week, guys. Have a great weekend. Try to stay cool. And I'll catch you guys again soon. And also tomorrow, remember, tomorrow I post, yeah, YouTube, 5 p.m. Spanish time. So if anybody wants to see a new video, tomorrow there's going to be a new one. And if you haven't seen my previous ones, please see them. See them again if you've seen them. Until then, next time, guys, take care. And one moment, I'm not done yet. Okay, in stream. Here we go. Bye.